Are you on the hunt for a classic watch look, but it has the capabilities of a fitness smartwatch? Then you need to look no further than the Withings ScanWatch. I'm Beth Motter here with Matt Miller. Matt, you've been wearing this watch now for a couple of weeks. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so here's the watch, just so you can see. I have the white faced one. But what's interesting about this watch is it was announced at CES in 2020. So that was almost 2 years ago that this was actually announced and revealed, and everybody got excited about it. But it had to go through all the FDA approval, so it wasn't until just in November when it became available. So I've been testing it for most of November. Continue to test it out, and one of the best things about it is in that testing period, I've only charged it once. It has a battery life in here that lasts almost a month, right? And I'll explain a little bit about how it can do that. But the features wise, the reason it took FDA approval is it has the ability to serve as an ECG, right? And we see that a lot now with the newest Apple Watch and other wearables. But this was a medical grade ECG, so it does a very accurate job of measuring that. It also has oxygen saturation, irregular heartbeat detection, breathing disturbances. You can also, measure VO2 max, floors, climbs, sleeps, steps, things like that. Now, I'm kind of show it here. So if you look at it, if you can see that, it's a traditional watch face. I mean, it's an analog watch. There's hands that go around, and that tells the time. And then in the middle, there's another little dial. That's an activity meter. It goes from 0 to 100%. You set your goal, and then it uses the dial to measure how close you are to your activity goal. And then if I push in the crown, there's a little display that pops up. And this crown is as I just did, it's a push button. It also rotates to scroll through things. And that little display in the middle also shows the time and date. And then you scroll through and it will show different things that you can set up in the app. Your steps, your blood oxygen, you can manually say, measure my ECG. And then you go through and you put your hand on top of the watch for 30 seconds, stay still, and measures that. So it's a very traditional looking watch with a little display on there that has some of the smarts on the back. It's got the very detailed heart rate tracking and all that kind of stuff. It's really, I mean, you can see it here, but to hold it is really pretty fabulous. I mean, it's stainless steel, has a sapphire glass display, and it just feels like a high quality regular watch. You'd spend hundreds of dollars just to get that nice watch, right? It comes with the fluoroelastomer band, and it's that material that's like an Apple Watch. In the Apple Watch Sport Band, it's really a nice, super hard, not rugged rubber that's going to last forever. It has that kind of thing on there. It's a standard 22 millimeter watch strap, so you can swap it out anytime you want. As you can see, this one is the white face. They also have one with a black face. It's $299 for this 42 millimeter size, and then $279 for the slightly smaller 38 millimeter size.
Okay, so what is the difference between this watch and other smartwatches?
Yeah, so notifications is a big thing, right? You can set it up to get some of that stuff, but it's very basic. I mean, that display is small, right? So it just tells you a call's coming in or there's an alarm. Actually, let me just touch on the alarm. So, like a Fitbit, um, I think Fitbit is the only one that I can recall. It's like this one. It has the smart alarm feature. So what that means is you set an alarm, and then you have the option to set um, smartness to whenever my sleep is light, it will wake you up rather than wake you up out of the middle of deep sleep. Now, the nice thing about the scan watch that I've never seen is you actually can set the time of that band, right? So on Fitbit, that is defaulted at 30 minutes. So I don't use it that much because I'm like, well, I don't want you to wake me up 30 minutes before my alarm, even if it's light sleep, right? It's probably healthier. But so the nice thing on the scan watch, I set that for like 10 minutes, right? So there's a 10-minute band. And if I don't hit light sleep anytime, it just wakes me up at the alarm time. So notifications is a big thing with a smartwatch. There's no third-party apps in here, right? You do have options for what you're going to show on the display, but those are all like 10 different things that are in the list of what you can show: steps, this, that, the other thing, your breathing, that kind of stuff. But there's no third party apps or anything. The thing that really sets it apart, come back to it, is the battery life. I mean, that's it's so nice to just wear a watch and never think about it for a month. I mean, it just sits there, tracks your data, tracks your sleep. You don't have to do anything to interact with it. And, it's kind of refreshing to go back to more of just a watch experience, not sit there and check it for apps or check it for data and all this kind of stuff. Just know that it's capturing it, right? And then syncing it to your phone.
That's refreshing. You and I talk a lot about how frustrating it is to have a sport watch on and have to charge it every single night. Am I gonna charge it when I'm taking a shower so that it lasts all night to track my sleep, or am I going to charge it maybe in the morning when I'm getting ready so that you want that continuous coverage, but at some point within those 24 hours, you're still having to take it off and charge it. All right, last question. Tell us about the app. What do you like? What do you not like about it?
Yeah, so the app is great. It's called Withings Health Mate. It's for iPhone and Android devices. It's super powerful, right? So there's three main displays. The first one is kind of your status of where you're at, and you sync the watch. It shows all you pick what you want to see: your sleep, your steps, um, your activity. So you can set it up to automatically track a walk, for example. It doesn't have GPS, so it's not going to track a map of what you're doing, but it is going to track the activity with a heart rate and the time and things like that. You can set it up automatically track. That it hasn't done it that accurately. Sometimes when I've gone on walks, it says that I went biking. However, you can simply go in there and edit that and change that, and it's supposed to learn, what your activity should do. But you can just manually start it as well if you remember. The app's very powerful though. It captures tons of data, shows trends over time, and another really cool thing is that you can go in there with like your ECG and some of your other medical kind of related stuff. You can say create a report, and it will create a PDF report that you can then share with your doctor. Now, of course, these watches aren't diagnosing all the problems that you might have and incidences and things, but it gives the doctor some indications of, oh, I can look at your last 30 ECGs you've taken. Yeah, there's some issues. So let's go investigate that a little bit further. It can be helpful information, and it's really easy to get in out of the application. Another thing I like about the application, right? So there's more in there than what the watch captures. Things like weight, blood pressure, uh, other things that help you understand your body and how you're doing. Now, Withings actually sells some of those things, right? They sell a weight scale, they sell different types of devices. So you could buy other Withings devices and have it sync to that app and capture all that. Or you have the option to do it manually. I'm kind of on a borderline blood pressure right now. So I like that there's a place I can record that, because then I can track the trends and things. One thing that I don't like about some other apps, and I can't believe they don't have it, but like Garmin or even Fitbit, which kind of blows me away, you should have the ability to put that manually so you can track it, because it's all related to your whole overall health and wellness. So Withings has it all in there. It's great for that. Another thing is kind of nice is it does um, have the ability to sync to other apps: Strava, Samsung Health, all of these other apps. You could sync that data. So, you might think, well, this watch is great. I love to wear it. It's very comfortable. It captures some data, but then it just sits in this app. Now, the good thing is it doesn't. You can use it across other applications, which really makes it even more useful. And I'm telling you, this thing is it just feels like a high quality watch. It's so comfortable. I can't take it off, despite me having all these other super advanced GPS sport watches and stuff. I keep on wearing the ScanWatch, and I'm like, I don't want to take it off. Yeah.
All right, Matt, thank you so much for testing this out and for wearing it for us. As always, we have the links right down below to make it super easy for you to check it out. If you have used the Withings ScanWatch before, or if you plan to, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stick with ZDNet for all things tech.